Hey everyone, how are you? This is so fun. We've not been able to do a live in so long. We used to do this every week, and now I feel like it's been forever. Hey everyone, how are you? How are you? How's everybody's week going? Hopefully good. All right, plug in my phone so it does not die on me. Hey, how are you? Kaylee always reminds me I made sure to put it on live chat. Cannot believe my office is an absolute mess. Notice we got stuff everywhere. Cannot believe it has been a whole 7 years here on YouTube, which is kind of just a crazy thing to think that we've clocked all this in already. Hey, how are you? How is everyone? Where are you all watching from? I'm so glad we have an opportunity to do this. Everything has been so crazy, in the past couple months after the hurricane. It feels like there's just no catching up, honestly. But we were looking at it, was like, oh, wow, 7 years. We definitely have to pause and do something. Hey, Kaylee, how are you? Hey, Crystal Ann, Sarah, welcome. Hey, look at Georgetown, South Carolina, upstate South Carolina. Hey, Jenny, Samantha, Germany, Australia. That's amazing. Isn't that so cool to get to see, right? All across. Hi, Tachi. Hey, Anne, welcome, welcome. Oh, up in Ohio, that's wonderful. Chicago, Betty Watts. Oh, hey, you're in Southern California. We're originally from Southern California. That's awesome. Betty, I want to give you a special thank you because I see you here. There's so many of you that, and we'll get into it and go through all of that, but I just thank you so much for your just support and your encouragement. Again, I know, I feel bad because I feel like, you don't want to be that person who always talks about the same thing over and over and over again. But with everything that has gone on, it's so surreal in so many ways, but it's the devastation out here. I saw a few people, they commented, I was kind of scrolling through the comments earlier and talking about how, missing the other stuff we used to do. Oh, Anne, you can't hear? Can anybody else hear? Hey, up in Oregon, welcome, welcome. Let's see, Anne, maybe if you close out and come back, it's showing me that the stuff is moving around. Okay, you can hear. Okay. Oh, yeah, Menifee, Riverside County, grew up in Bristol, Tennessee. Wow, Betty, that is amazing. So, my stepdad, born and raised in Bristol, Tennessee, they live just outside of it. And we're from San Bernardino County in Southern California. So how funny is that, right? Like small world that our paths were so close to each other. That's awesome. That's very cool. Yeah, it's it seems, as the months, keep ticking by, that things should just kind of be coming together, but they're kind of not. We, like right now, I have this turn, my entire office is boxes. We have the entire basement gutted. Thank you all so much for the resources and the things that have been sent. We've got the mold pretty much handled. So praise God, that is a huge blessing and something that I hope maybe next week we can get a full video kind of update on. But we've been busy doing that. And now we have, we've got to do all kinds of reconstructive work in the basement now so that we can seal it up and start kind of putting things back together. And so it's like this really weird place where there is so much mess and so much happening. We've had some really, really cold fronts with high winds. And so more trees are coming down. They're sending crews out. They're cutting down more trees that are looking a little, kind of sketchy and weird. Animals, like wildlife, is really displaced. So we've had black bear on the property. There's coyotes everywhere. There's fox, there's all these different things. So then it's like trying to keep our animals safe from trees coming down. We were out again this morning moving fences. The barn is destroyed, right? So you like have all these things that you're like constantly trying to like weigh and balance, but then it's like we try to get stuff done outside. We had pipes freeze today. So Sabrina's husband, Drew, he's been out dealing with that. My husband found the mess this morning, and then they've been like dealing with that. And then, we still have the basement that needs to get fixed in many different ways before it can get sealed, before we can put pieces back together. So it's kind of one of those where it's like every time we think we make a step forward with like getting one project accomplished, like really just like 500 other ones come, piling out, and you're trying to balance, the cost of everything, the time, the skills needed, and like all the other stuff. So it's like, it's like one step at a time. So genuinely, those of you who have sent stuff off the Amazon list, people who have made donations, sent in Lowe's gift cards, things like that, has just been beyond phenomenal. I don't know what we do. And we're really seeing so much of that everywhere out here. It's local groups and fundraisers and neighbors helping neighbors and people coming in and helping. Like that really has been so huge. Monday, we traveled up just over 100 miles up through the mountains trying to get to a location. And we had to go through, a couple towns that we hadn't been to yet, trying to get around and get to different places and do different things. We went through a couple that we haven't been through yet. And it's so crazy that you can go, 100 miles in any direction out here. And towns are just, all of our towns, there's massive, massive piles of just rubble and debris. You go by any spot of where a river is, and you can just see all the trees and things down, pieces of houses and things still kind of floating around in them. There's still so much, searching going on and finding remains and things like that in different waterways and stuff. So it's really just, so crazy that, again, every time we travel out, we try to get places and do things and go through these different towns and kind of just, I think it's important to see, we have these conversations with our kids, important for them to get out and to see what it's like out there and, what's going on. And, but then I don't know, it's kind of so hard and so crushing at the same time that you just want to be able to go and like fix everything, for everyone. And it's hard trying to balance, the things that we have to get done and then, the things that are around you. So, again, I thank you all so much. There is so much, of course, Tachi, good luck. They have those great spiced, winter cookies. They're German. I don't remember what they're called. You guys should see if you can find some, Tachi. They're really, really good. I think it starts with a W. I have all kinds of stuff falling in here. You guys will have to see if you can find some. So yeah, thank you all again for everything coming in that way. And we'll continue to share updates and things. I kind of want to find a balance and stuff because there's some of the like regular topics that would be great to probably in the fun aisle. I think they were usually like in that like first aisle when you walk in, we're like usually see them actually in ours anyways. I think W, but they're these like winter cookies that are so good at Aldi and they're German. I remember that. But it's just all of this stuff has been, so crazy. And there's been so many things that we've wanted to get to and to do, and trying to balance all of those pieces, I think has been a little much here lately. But hopefully we'll be able to start kind of finding a balance to some of this stuff here soon. And kind of, I know so many of you have been so just wonderful and helpful with trying. Maybe it is an S and not a W, because that kind of, man, I wish I could remember. It's been a few years, so I'm awful at this right now. But it's just been a crazy year to see. So last year we said that we were going to set the goal to hit 100,000 subscribers by this year. And well, we haven't totally hit that I think it is over 93,000, which I think is so wild because the whole point of the channel here is to just share. Oh, that's it. I think you're right. The ATS, you know what? I don't know if Tachi got off already, so I'm going to text that to her. Hold on one second. So that way she can see it in case she got off. Hold on. I don't want her to miss these cookies. Important things. I think the cookies are called sorry. You'll have to let me know if you find them. Okay, I'll text Tachi real quick. There we go. We'll see if she finds that. Oh, April, you're so sweet. It is. It's, the whole point of starting the channel here was just to share. I wanted a fun space to come and share with like other homeschool families and talk about our faith journey and, kind of just have that community, that space to chat with others. And I knew nothing about YouTube. I don't even really watch YouTube. Like Sabrina will laugh at me all the time, and Sabrina's doing well. Her and her family, they're everybody's doing okay. Kind of just, plugging on day at a time, doing all the stuff. And she always gives me a hard time because she's like, you have no clue what is out there. And I really don't, because I really don't really watch much of anything. But I just thought it would be so great to have a space and a community. And for me, that was always really the hey, welcome. Having a community was always the bigger piece for me. Like that was always kind of the important part here. And to see how much the community has grown and expanded over the past 7 years, to me, I think is just the coolest thing ever, and being able to kind of look at this and to think, I think it would still be really neat, to hit that goal. We're so close, 93,000 something. So, to hit that goal of 100,000 subscribers is something that just sounds so exciting in the way that that's 100,000 other of all of us here, right? Like others that are digging into the same topics and wanting to grow in, similar ways, and, pouring into our homes and our families, our marriages, our children, whatever season of life that we're in. I think that that's just such a wonderful and beautiful thing. And so hopefully, I know we're close, so hopefully we'll keep, getting people to share stuff and pass things on, and hopefully we'll hit those numbers, and we'll have to do, something super fun for that. I think that's just a really cool, crazy thing for just, a little family channel to, get to hit something like that is a really cool, milestone. But I think that, looking at this, it was quite an opportunity to be able to share about Hurricane Helene, with just the poor job that was done with, sharing truthful information as everything was happening. So I think that's something that is really important. And I feel that sense of responsibility to, my own neighbors and community with things that are going on. And I think for many of us, when things happen, we want to know what's actually going on somewhere, right? Like not just the kind of glanced over news version of it, but, what's actually happening to people. And I think that being able to share and see that, there are many people that are still, living in tents, trying to get things coming in. Bible giveaway would be fun. My grandfather actually just sold his house to a family that lost their house in the hurricane. And so we're trying to get him moved in with my parents. He's going to be there with them, and so that way this family can get in there to the house. And so you have like all of these things that are going on, and it is something that I think is important to be able to to share about and to spread the word on. And then it's just crazy too with thinking about where to go from here. I think that I don't know. I think that we're going to start seeing a lot more family focused stuff. I think we live in a world that has been very kind of polarized in a way to, kind of one agenda. But I find it interesting that I have very few things that I do watch on YouTube, but even some people that I've watched some of their stuff, it's, kind of like business related or, specific things, hearing them talk about the importance of a family and the role of a wife and a mom. And, you kind of see these where it's like, wow, they're not coming at it from a religious standpoint, but that's really what they're yearning for. They're yearning for that purpose that the Lord gives, and how important it is to pour into our families and our marriages, and to not be overburdened by the world, and all of these other things. And so it's, I think, interesting to see how many people are out there really searching for truth and searching for that just real fulfillment and purpose in life. And so I think it's really interesting to think of things that we can continue to share on and put stuff on here in this next year, to see how all of that goes. So, and that's awesome. I am so thankful for so many of you that have, sent the information over to your churches and stuff. I did put something together, and those of you who get our email newsletter, which I have linked in the description of the videos, we're kind of looking at I had a few different people reach out about wanting someone that could share with their church, some of it specific about the hurricane and everything going on after that, but then some just wondering about people that can come. I know biblical womanhood is such a big topic we love talking on. And so for any of you that have a local church that you would like to, share with us, so that we can get in contact and send over some resources and things for them to be able to pass on to your local congregation there, I did put all of that in that newsletter. So if you guys want to get that, you can always reach out and let me know. We'll make sure to get that over to you, so that way we could connect on that front. But I think it's really interesting, really just looking forward this year and going, okay, the 7th year of YouTube, and where we see, God just calling our family and all of this. And there's so much right now that just seems so overwhelming as we continue to try to, bit by bit, work through all of the mess and debris and everything that we have on our plates. But at the same time, it's just so amazing and beautiful to see, we've hit just over half of our goal that we've been raising with the different funds we've been raising for the recovery. Hey, Lisa, I'm so glad you could be here. We've got supplies that we've been able to, get here and distribute. And, there's been so many wonderful things, so many people that we've gotten, in contact with, and people that have been able to get over. And so all of that has just been, again, far from over, but, quite an accomplishment here in the past couple months. And so that's been exciting. And then to look forward and see the things that, we can work towards, and start doing here in this next year, I think is really exciting too. So, it's really just a wild thing to see, right? And all the ways that the Lord kind of connects and, and works in all of this. And I know that there's a lot that we've wanted to get to, and it's kind of just been honestly a little hectic to try to get it all figured out with everything going on. But prayerfully here, we will try to keep getting a little bit more, done each and every day. And that's where honestly, questions you guys have, things that you're looking for, ideas and suggestions, we're open books here to all of it. And I think that's what's so special and important, is that the goal here has always been, how do we best serve the community, right? How do we build community and serve community faithfully? And so I think it's neat to see those pieces, coming in and coming together, and especially having so many new faces around here and getting to connect with people. We haven't been able to do the weekly lives and, things like that we haven't been able to do for a while, and trying to figure out what this new balance will be. I'm really not quite too sure. But, 7 years in, I guess we'll figure it out bit by bit. I think especially when we started, it was really a homeschool channel, right? It was all about just sharing our homeschool stuff. And now we've really moved into so much more with the biblical womanhood, and even just, kind of, pouring into our homes in general. And so it's been a little different than it had been. Larry and his family, yes, Larry and Kay are doing pretty well. They are they're so amazing. He's still working through all of his stuff. They were some of the first people we heard from. They're down in the Gulf Coast, and so they are no strangers to hurricanes whatsoever. And so they were actually some of the first people we heard from. And I have gotten to connect with Holly and her family. She's been, from what I've heard, last we got to talk, she did message because she is expecting a new baby, and they just found out that it's going to be a little boy. So continued prayers for them as they go through all of that. But I have gotten to talk with them a little bit. Yeah, I think there's one thing that, oh, thank you, Tanya. I appreciate it. Yeah, there's one thing that's been so fascinating in all of this is to see, the community coming together and community far and wide, people from you guys who are across the country and even internationally down to, your neighbors right here, by your side, seeing people being able to connect and be there for one another has just been such a beautiful and wonderful thing. Hey, Jennifer, how are you? So Larry I think it's more of like a rehab facility. I don't think he's still in the like regular hospital. I think it's one of those kind of like more rehab, part of it. I believe Kay can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's where he's at right now. Yeah, it's been interesting, but I think it's like I said, Monday we went about 100 miles up and through, and it's just so crazy because you come across these areas and you all the trees are bare because it's wintertime, and you'll come through, a little valley or whatever, and the whole mountainside is like flat. It's just all these trees. They look like toothpicks, just like flipped over everywhere you go. You'll come through somewhere where like a river is, and all the trees going down the river are just all laid flat, and there's all kinds of debris. I mean, you'll find like huge trailers crumpled up, roofs of houses, the stuff it's everywhere. There was one town we went through, and the ground still, it's just like mud. There's so much sediment that washed up in these things, and every business is just piles of rubble outside because everything's flooded and filled with water. So it really is just so crazy that, like I say, you drive 100 miles and still keep running into, town after town after town that they all look the same. Hey, Lynn, thank you. Yes, I know. I think it's funny because we didn't come to YouTube to be YouTubers or anything like that. I had like a little blog I had started, but I had a really hard time typing stuff out and keeping up with it and whatever. And so I was like, well, I could do this and share. And it was all like homeschool related stuff. And so that's what we came here for, was just to kind of share, like that was really it. And so it is just so fun to see, now 7 years later, we pulled it up the other day. I don't look at the stats a ton just because I think I can get way too wrapped up into it. There's so many details there to look at that it becomes a little overwhelming, but it's crazy to see, right, that like our goal was just, how can we serve? What can we do? Is there a purpose here? And to see all the, connecting with all of you guys, all the ways that the Lord has, oh, Sharon, welcome. I'm so glad you could join us. To see the ways that like God crosses our paths, in different ways with different people and different things. And I'll pull it up right here. We've got 5.6 million views as of right now, with 93.5 thousand subscribers, and it's just crazy that stepping out in faith and sharing and just being real and raw and just, if you're looking for someone to impress you, I'm so sorry. We're probably going to be not the person for that, but like just going out and just sharing and those things as you go through those different seasons of life, and just, being honest and vulnerable in ways that you feel called to. it's amazing to see, the connections that have been made, the opportunities that have come. I've gotten to meet so many of you. We've had people come stay at the house. I mean, Sabrina, that's how we met her, like all these different ways and all these different things. But the way that, our family does really feel a purpose to be able to pour into others in this way, and to see it over the past 7 years, come together, is something that has just been so special, and really just a wonderful, wonderful time. And so that's why I thought, when we looked at it, we're like, wow, everything has been so crazy. We haven't really been able to do any of our normal stuff, but we're like, for 7 years, I'll hop on and, just see if, to connect with you guys, and just have that opportunity to just share with you of how thankful we are, and how much, we appreciate you all being here. You don't all have to, come and hang out with us. And of course, over the years, there have been many who have come and gone and kind of passed through, 5.6 million times somebody has, popped through and done something. So like, sure, of course, there's lots of different people that have come through, but I think the Lord puts everything, in a place with a purpose for a reason in every season. And so to be able to be a small piece of that for someone, I think is a really wonderful thing, just knowing that, you have a purpose and the Lord's using that. And I think that's really, really special. And so for all of you, I know some of you have been here for a while. Some of you, like you just said, Sharon, you just found it this morning. So how cool is that, there's that, that mix of everyone here. Yeah, I've totally missed the Wednesday prayer time, kind of figuring out where to go next. I'll be honest with you, has been a little difficult. It's kind of hard trying to find. I mean, I feel like I have certain things that I would love to talk about all the time, but trying to find, the right way to do that. I know I would love it if, the membership group, I feel so bad. You guys are all the best. And we haven't even been able to finish up our series on anything. Like I said, yeah, the Telegram, being able to share stuff in there. I'm totally open to what you guys are thinking and what you all want to do, what you guys would appreciate, or utilize the most. I have been trying to keep up with weekly-ish emails. It has been just so hard because, like I said, it's like, we'll try to get so much done and think like, okay, we're getting there. We're going to get like back to some sort of normalcy. And then it's just kind of been one thing after the other. And so hopefully at some point it will start to level out. I don't know. It's starting to feel like that day is never going to come, but hopefully we'll start to kind of get to some sort of point where, we can start to figure those pieces out. But I don't know. I'm also trying to not be, I guess, too hard on myself about it. Because I kind of just, my husband will tell you, I just want everything to be like fixed and ready and like working the way I want it to be right now. And I feel like a couple months have gone by and we still don't feel that much closer than we did when the power was out and we were all sitting here, trying to get water and, get a fire going. So yeah, it'll start to get there. I think next week I'll definitely be able to get some sort of update for you all and kind of show the, the mold process. I know that's a big, scary word. We had so many people. We almost kind of chuckle because the internet, of course, is a great wide space. So the advice we've received on how to handle the mold has been so just like astronomically varied. So it is funny. We've had some people tell us that we need to tear down our whole house, including the foundation. And then somebody else, says, just put a fan on it with some Epsom salt. So it's just interesting to see, how wide the information can be. But we have been, doing the best we can with the resources and abilities that we have. And I think that we've been making a good deal of progress. And I'm excited. We'll get an update out on that this week. We weren't able to really get anything out, but at least we're able to get an update this way and take a moment to pause and just be thankful that, 7 years, here we go, we hit it. Where all we're going, I'm just really not quite too sure. And we had a lot of people who found one of our old, things here, and I just trying to find, it's hard because of course there's lots of things we can do, but it's trying to find the things that connect and serve, the best. And, missed Wednesday prayer meetings, trying to find a time when we could do some of these things again, and, things that we can start putting together. So I appreciate it. I just, again, I'll be a broken record, but I appreciate you all so much. I'm so thankful for, your comments, you joining me and weighing in on this stuff. It really does help, and just, really just help in guiding and where we should go and what we, should focus on and stuff. So I really appreciate you guys all. Yeah, you guys all adding in there, so that way we can continue to just focus our efforts in the best way that they can, be a help and a blessing to someone else. So we shall see what lies ahead, but 7 years in, never thought we would have made it to this point. We've put out, over a couple thousand videos so far. We've got, of course, most of the old ones have been getting backed up over on the Heavenly Minded Homeschool channel. So anybody who wants the old homeschool content, that's all over there. But thank you so much for being here along the way. Yes, Hanukkah starts. It's kind of an interesting year this year, because Hanukkah starts Christmas night, which is kind of funny. So there's lots of Hanukkah stuff on there for anybody who's interested in it. If that's your cup of tea, we'll definitely get some updates on the house and the mold and the construction and the barn and the animals and all of the stuff going on here, and really just taking a deep breath and trying to prayerfully and intentionally move forward in what the best, space to be is. But I'm very, very thankful for y'all. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Anne. Yes. Excited for this milestone, really hopeful that we will hit that 100,000 subscribers. I think that's kind of neat. When you hit 100,000, YouTube, the company, actually recognizes you with a silver plaque that they customize and send out. And it was one of those things that when we first started, didn't even contemplate, ever receiving, because it was never our, a lot of people start channels because they're trying to build something and do something like that. That was just never our thing. And so to be this close and see that that's a potential for us, I think is kind of exciting in that way, just because a lot of just our family's heart is what you guys get here poured out into the channel. It's our whole family that's behind this, Sabrina's family, other families that pour into this. And the goal of it isn't just some sort of like popularity, but again, to me, it's people that are looking to pour into their homes, just like I'm looking to pour into mine, and to see that community grow, and to see that, knowing that it means other families are being, impacted and affected in a positive way, is something that is just a very, very wonderful thing when we think of how the Lord is working in all of our lives. And so thank you all for being here. Keep sharing, keep popping on, anything that could, an idea you have, something you'd like to see, share this with friends, invite others to come around. If if you have a local church, reach out, let me know. I'd love to connect with them and find ways that we can continue to send resources out to other women, as I think the topic of biblical womanhood is one that is so needed in our world today. There's so many other things we can go into there, but I think that's something that would be a wonderful thing to be able to get out there and continue to spread, is just, we move forward and trying to rebuild our lives and put it all back together, prayerfully gathering, the resources and things that we need to do that, but looking at just how important and meaningful it is to be good stewards and to use the resources the Lord gives us wisely, and all of these other wonderful, wonderful topics. So I thank you all so much for taking a good chunk out of your afternoon to come and join me and just celebrate here. And truly, thank you all so, so much for being here. It absolutely means the world to us and our families. And I am very excited to catch up on comments as I can. We've been a little busy, so I try to do that as much as I possibly can. But any comments you want to leave, any questions you guys have, things you'd like to see, you want to reach out, share something with us, just let me know. But otherwise, yes. Know more about your family. So yeah, we like being able to share and put those. You don't have to if you don't want to. We have a group for those who asked for it to dig in deeper and work on different things, just like a lot of people do. It is a lot of work putting all of this stuff together, but 7 years in, it's definitely worth it, even if it is a lot. It has been a lot on us for a very long time. It's something that we're very thankful for, as seeing the way that the Lord really does just connect those paths and bring those opportunities, and to get to grow, in this community and in this space of just lifting one another up, I think is a really, really special opportunity. Hey, Dia, how are you? Yeah, it really is. It's, and I think that's one of those things, people go, oh, I had this, I don't know where it is off the top of my head, but I had somebody send a really sweet comment the other day, and she said, first I was like, why on earth do you have this membership? Why on earth do you have these different things? And then she was like, but then I thought about it. I pay for all kinds of memberships, right? I pay for streaming service. I pay for this. I pay for that. Why would I not, have something that actually had value, was like a purposeful, like value, driven thing. And that was really for us. Well, I'm not Jesus, so I'm not charging people for that. And scripture actually tells you that those, scripture is very clear, and it states that those who go out and spend their life, teaching the word of God should be paid for their service and for their time. It's very, very important, that your teachers and things are paid so that they can keep doing their job. For us, it was one of those, the membership started because our community asked for it. When YouTube started putting that availability out there, this is one of those things where to put content and stuff together, I think most of us, we consume content and we usually consume it in a free space. And so we go, man, why isn't it all just free? Well, you don't realize how much work goes in behind that. And so when I gather these studies, for different things, you have to make course books. You have to pull all that together. You have to record the videos. It's a lot of stuff you have to do. And so, I'm not charging anybody who's studying the Bible. If you want a bunch of resources and a bunch of different things, and you want to throw $5 our way so that we can continue to keep our power paid and internet on and compiling all these resources and doing all these things, then yeah, that is a resource that is available. It's a very small resource compared to, the couple thousand videos that we have out all over the internet. But it really is such a blessing to have, that ability to go somewhere. And there's so many of you over there in the membership that I love that we have a space. Again, I think it's neat in the way of, yes, we have studies we do together. We have different things that we dig into together, but then you're with like-minded believers that are wanting to dig in, right? That are wanting to do those. And so having that kind of community and space is something, much less than Starbucks, that's for sure. So, and for us, that's why, we've never changed it. It is what it is. We've got, I've seen some of them on YouTube, different ones, and everybody who does YouTube, they're like, oh, you need to, up the prices of your membership and up this and up that. And for some people, I'm sure that works. I'm sure some of them love it, and that's fantastic for some people. For us, I feel very comfortable where we are. If you would like to join and you would like to donate a few bucks, I want to make sure that you are getting your money's worth a million times over. That's why you get access to everything that has ever been done over there. You can have years worth of studies that are all yours, all the booklets, all the printables, all the materials, all the sermons, all the resources, all the stuff that's over there. I want to make sure that, you guys have all of that, because I know for me, it's fun to get on and watch the videos and do the different things, but I really like having series that I can, dig into and go through and work through. And so I'm glad we Oh yeah, there's so much stuff in there. I'm glad we're able to have a space that we can do that and have so many that, enjoy getting in there. And it really is. You guys are such a blessing to our family that we can continue to keep going forward with all of this, right? 7 years in and moving forward to be able to keep pulling together resources and materials that I hope will really, 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 really help others. Yeah. So Jesus died for all of us to be free, and our Lord and Savior would never charge anyone a dime. Well, of course, because he's the Lord. But if you look at his word, he also tells you exactly what we need to be doing for those of us who are there. And again, nobody's making you do anything. A group in Zoom would be so much fun. Yes, thank you, hun. Those who proclaim the gospel should get their living by the gospel. We're called exactly to support those who are there and doing our stuff. Yes, no, one day at a time, right? Hey, Deborah, you're here in North Carolina. That's awesome. Yes, Gladys, we are hanging in there day by day, trying desperately to put it all back together. When we finish up here, though, you can definitely go back and watch at the beginning, and I give you guys some more updates. And we'll have a video coming out here this next week. It is one of those things that's hard. It's a big reason why we've very much shifted through a lot of stuff, because I think it is hard for some people to wrap their minds around, of course. Do a lot of people abuse it? Yes, absolutely. But that doesn't take away what is biblical and what we are called as believers to do. I don't know who those people are, but I'm sure there are plenty that are doing whatever they're doing. But it's just stuff that's out there. And if it can be a blessing, then that's what it's there to be. The joys of YouTube, putting the stuff out. But that's fine. Everybody has their pieces and their things. And I'm glad that through all the trials that the past 7 years have been, that you guys are definitely the blessings that just outweigh that in so many ways. And I'm really excited to see that. Again, I think that seeing the community grow and seeing so many people come together and just hearing the people that are encouraged and, are uplifted in that, I thank you all for that, because it is really, really wonderful to see that, that so many, are gleaning from that. I know I am. Our friends are still here with us. Yes, Laura, they're doing well. We're all just trying to, yep, they're still here. We are all just still trying to pick the pieces up. So I will share a big update on Monday if you guys want to keep an eye out for it, as far as the mold and all of the work that we've been doing here on all of that. It's a very slow process. Of course, there's so many things that need to be done, and so much that is just, everything costs $1 million and takes so much time and so much, resource and energy. And it's one of those, it's one of those that definitely take a little bit of time. It's not the quickest process in the world, but we're still plugging away at it. We had some more issues this morning. So Sabrina's husband, yep, he's been out there, and him and my husband were checking that out this morning, and he's been working on that, trying to get that going. But they're here, their kids are here, everybody is healthy and doing well. A little cold, as it's gotten quite cold here in the mountains so far, but continuing on. Yep, but they're doing good. I think so too, Kaylee. She's having a good time. Okay. Yeah, I think we will have fun with that, huh? It's fun when we don't want to take God's word in totality and context, I guess, but that's okay. Yep, scripture's up there. That's what we do that for. It's okay. The joys of, and it is, I get it. It's hard when you see people that have, misused stuff by the sake of God's word, and you see people misuse it. And then so people like to take it a certain way, and it happens. Yep. We'll continue on. So we'll let MJM work through that for themselves. And we will continue on moving forward with all the things here that we have, because you're not gonna win them all, and that's okay. If it's not for you, then guess what? There's a million other places that you can go that are all yours. Have at it. I'll continue doing exactly what I'm doing, and as much as it will serve someone, then we will. And if it doesn't, then we won't. Hey, if I'm glad you're here. Yeah, it's kind of what we're called to do. So, things like that. Truly, though, thank you guys so much. Thank you for joining me here, and enjoying this piece of the internet anyways, as we celebrate our 7 years. If there's anything you guys need, any suggestions, like I said, just reach out, let us know. Yep. We will see you all, though. Like I said, I'm pretty sure Monday I'm going to try to have that update done. So keep an eye out for that. Pass the word along. Anybody who is still curious and wondering how things are going out here, we'll try to get you an update on that. And I'm so thankful for you all. Thank you all for being here, making it an amazing 7 years with so much that has gone on in our lives and changed kind of all over the map. But here we are. Here we are, thankful for it, and really just appreciative of whatever it is that we're going to get, laid out before us next. As we definitely didn't see the year ending like this, but that doesn't mean that it's all bad, right? The Lord has a purpose and a reason in every season and every circumstance. And so we're thankful for whatever that might be as we move forward. So I love you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. Thank you all for the happy YouTube-versary and the happy birthday comments. Thank you so much for all of you. I haven't gotten a chance to go through everything yet. I tried to the other day, and it's just been hectic here. But thank you all so much. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. Keep sharing the stuff, sending others over, inviting them to come and join us. And I will see you hopefully Monday afternoon. That is the goal. Yay. Thank you, Ava. Let's see if we can hit that 100,000. I think that would be just such a fun thing to kind of hit that here in the community. So thank you all so much. Love and appreciate each and every one of you, and praying that you have just a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. Thank you, Karen. Yes, it was a wonderful, wonderful time with the family. So one day at a time, putting it all together. Yes, Gladys, I was so glad to see you all. It was wonderful. I miss you guys, and I will see you all hopefully come Monday. Extra prayers for you, MJM, and whatever it is that you're facing and going through. I know it can be difficult, so lifting you up, and whatever it is that you're working through, we're going to keep moving forward, figuring out our pieces as we go. I love you all. See you all in the next one. Bye, friends.